Welcome to JBS's exclusive coverage of the North American qualifying round of the World Bible Contest. This is the third and last qualifying round after the one in Buenos Aires, Paris, and Jerusalem. The winners from tonight will go on to represent North America at the World Bible Contest for Adults that will take place in Jerusalem on December 23rd. There are 13 contestants tonight, and 3 will go on to go to Jerusalem.
תחננו בתורתך ודבק ליבנו במצוותיך ויחל לרעינו באהבה וליראה את שמך תחננו בתורתך ודבק ליבנו במצוותיך ויחל לבבינו באהבה וליראה את שמך בשמחת תורה ותנו כבוד לתורה שישו ושמחו 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 שישו ושמחו שישו בשמחת תורה שישו ושמחו שישו ושמחו שישו בשמחת תורה ושיננת לבניך ודיברת בם השתחוו לשם שער הקודם בירושלים 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 בירושלים
Thank you, Chazanim. I'd like to now introduce our contestants. They've scored the highest totals on the internet exam, which was administered earlier this year. First, in order, Adina Brazel, Yair Shachak, Yoel Lefkowitz, Yuda Luz, Natan Wall, Leah Segal, Avram Horovitz, Yaakov Leiter, Ephraim Epstein, Cheryl Zwirin, that's her whole family, Lawrence Kaufman, Alexander Heppenheimer, and James Yaakov Walker. And last, but certainly not least, Acharon Chaviv, our judges. First, Rabbi Vernon Kurtz, president of the American Zionist Movement. He is the Av Beit Din of today, the head judge. My good friend, Dr. Ora Horn-Prauser, executive vice president and academic dean of the Academy of Jewish Religion. You've already waved. Mr. Neria Pinchas, editor and director of this great Bible contest. Dr. Adrian Levine, senior lecturer at the Hebrew Union College. And behind me, if you'll maybe just stand a little bit, Mr. Aaron Fraser, not only a professor, but Bible contest champion of past years. Contestants, we are certainly proud to share the stage with you, and we wish you the best of luck in today's contest. Our first contestant Adina Brizel is completing a master's degree in medieval Jewish history from the Bernard Revel Graduate School of Jewish Studies. She plans to go into library science to become a reference librarian. In her hometown of Queens, New York, Adina frequently lectures on Tanakh-based topics and has previously written a Parshat HaShavua column for the Queens Jewish Link. In the earlier stage, you received a total of 49 points, and we congratulate you and ask you your first question. David conquered Jerusalem from its neighboring Gentile inhabitants. Vayelech hamelech v'anashav Yerushalayim vayilkod David et mitzudat Zion. The king and his men went to Jerusalem. David then captured Zion fortress. Your two questions are, A, from whom did David conquer the city? And B, what did David call the city after the conquest?
Okay, so King David conquered it from the Yavusi people, and he called the city Ir David after the conquest.
Judges.
Very good. Yes, sir. 10 points.
Yair Shachak holds a BA in Bible, Music, and Hebrew Language and Literature, and an MA in Biblical and Semitic Studies and Languages, both from Yeshiva University. He has served as a cantor in several synagogues throughout the tri-state area and has lectured at Cornell and Yale universities. He will receive his cantorial diploma from the Bell School of Jewish Music in January 2015. Yair is married to Yael Freilich, a PhD candidate in modern Jewish history at NYU. Earlier today on the exam, you scored a perfect total of 50 points. Your question. David expressed his wish to purchase the threshing floor of Araunah the Jebusite in order to erect an altar there. Vayavo Gad el David bayom hahu vayomer lo alei hakem ladonai mizbeach bogoren arvana ayevusi. God came to David on that day and said to him, go up, erect an altar to God on the threshing floor of Araunah the Jebusite. Your two questions. A, why was David commanded to erect the altar there? And B, how much did David pay for the threshing floor?
David was commanded to erect the altar there in order to stop the plague, the Magifa, that arose as a result of him counting the nation of Israel. And he paid 50 shkalim, as he said, lo ki kano ikne b'mechir.
Correct. 10 points.
Excellent. Our next contestant is, in a sense, a mystery to me because he didn't give me a bio. Mr. Yoel Lefkowitz. Yoel, would you just share one fact about you that nobody here knows? Something about your life.
I live in Brooklyn, New York.
You live in Brooklyn, New York. And I never would have guessed that. Excellent. Your question, sir. The biblical text relates that the nation convened as one person in Yerushalayim to read and learn Torah. Vayikru b'sefer b'Torah ha'Elohim b'forash v'som seichel v'yavinu b'mikra. They read in the scroll, in God's Torah, clearly and with the appreciation of wisdom, and they helped the people understand the reading. Your two questions. A, who read the Torah to the Jewish people? And B, on which day did they hold this Torah reading ceremony?
The Kahanim and the Levium, and they read in the first day of Rosh Hashanah, the first day of the 7th month.
Correct. 10 points.
10 points for Mr. Yoel. Our next contestant, Yuda Luz, from Chicago, Illinois, is an electrical engineer working for Nokia Cellular Research, and before that he worked for Motorola. He invented 37 U.S. patents. He's married to his wife Esther, who's here today, and they have 3 children who live in the U.S., one of whom made Aliyah to Israel. He was born in Israel and has lived in the U.S. for the last 20 years. Your question, after scoring a total of 33 points earlier today, is as follows. At a dignified ceremony during which the altar to God was built on Har Ebal, on Mount Ebal, the priests and Levites blessed the entire Jewish people. V'chol Yisrael umdim mizeh umizeh la'aron neged ha'kohanim ha'levi'im nosei aron brit Adonai levarech et ha'am Yisrael barishona. All Israel stood on this side and that side of the ark opposite the Kohanim, the Levites, bearers of the ark of the covenant of God. They first blessed the people of Israel. Your two questions: A, which leader led this ceremony? And B, what was inscribed on the altar stones?
The name of the leader is Joshua bin Nun, just before conquering the land of Israel. And what was written on the altar stones was the Ten Commandments and all of the things that Moses said in his Torah.
Okay. Correct, 10 points.
Thank you. Our next contestant, Mr. Natan Wall, lives in New Jersey, is married with 2 boys. He works as a travel consultant. Between family and work and everything else, he writes, there is not too much time left over. However, he spends as much time as he can studying Tanakh. Both a passion and a love, he won the internet contest 2 years ago and went to Yerushalayim, spending a week in Israel over Hanukkah and enjoying the Holy Land together and preparing for the big test. He says it was the greatest experience of his life. He's very excited to be once again participating in the program. Earlier today, you scored 48 points. Your question. While encamping on the banks of the Ein Harod River, Gidon was commanded to reduce the number of warriors in his forces. Vayomer Adonai el Gidon od ha'am rav, hored otam el hamayim, ve'etzarfenu lecha sham. Then God said to Gideon, the people are still too numerous. Bring them down to the water, and I shall purge them for you there. A, why did God command Gideon to reduce the number of warriors? And B, how many warriors were chosen to go to war?
Hashem commanded Gideon to reduce the amount of warriors lest the people glorify themselves, saying that it's our hand that did it. So it was reduced, and the final amount was 300 people.
Correct, 10 points.
10 points. Thank you very much. Our next contestant, Leah Segal, teaches physics and math at Yeshiva University High School for Girls. She recently moved to Kew Garden Hills with her husband, Shmuel, and they are expecting B'shat Tova Mutzlachat, their first child, in early 2015. Earlier today, you scored 43 points. Your question. A man from Israel was not defeated during a battle that lasted all night. Vayevek ish imo ad alot hashachar, vayar ki lo yachol lo. A man wrestled with him until the break of dawn, when he perceived that he could not overcome him. A, who is this man? And B, what did the man name the place at the end of the battle?
The man was Yaakov, and he named the place Penuel.
Correct, 10 points.
10 points, thank you. Our next contestant, Mr. Avram Horovitz, Executive Director of Yeshivat Devar Yerushalayim, has 6 children, Kenohara, and 6 grandchildren, another Kenohara. He lives in Atlanta, Georgia, and is a retired United States Army chaplain. Earlier today, you scored 49 points. And your question. The biblical text tells of a man from Israel who also settled in the Negev. Vayisa misham arza hanegev, vayeshev ben Kadesh uvein Shur, journeying from there to the region of the south and settled between Kadesh and Shur. A, who is the man? And B, in which city did he dwell at the end of his journey?
Well, it wasn't Ben Gurion. Okay.
A jokester. Well, your answer now.
What? Okay. I think the answer is Yitzchak, and he lived in Beersheba, but I'm not sure.
Can be, yes. And,
and the second answer, in which city did he dwell at the end of his journey?
Beersheba.
Okay.
Grog?
Correct, 10 points.
The judges have decided correct. Yishkoyach. Our next contestant, Mr. Yaakov Leiter, is a high school science teacher living in Brooklyn. Much of his family has moved to Israel. His maternal grandfather was considered a Bible scholar, and he learned Tanakh in high school and somehow stopped learning the end of the Bible. He was only learning Chumash. But in the last several years, he began to study Nevi'im and Ketuvim, and an event like this, he says, certainly increases his love of learning the Tanakh. Earlier today, you scored 45 points. Here is your question. A woman asked her father to give her springs of water to settle a city that was given to her in the Negev. Vatomer lo havali beracha ki eretz hanegev nitatin. She said to him, give me a blessing, for you have given me an arid land. A, who is the daughter? And B, what did the father give her?
The name of the daughter is Achsa, and the father gave her Golios Hamayim Ho'elyonos, Ves Golios Hamayim HaTachtis.
Correct, 10
Correct,
points.
10 points.
That one I didn't know.
Thank you. Ephraim Epstein is very excited to be back in the world of the Chidon Tanakh. He was a National Youth Chidon finalist multiple times in the 80s and participated in the International in 1986. Ephraim is the founder of Elijah's Journey, an organization that focuses on suicide awareness and prevention in the Jewish community. He is active in both Congregation Sha'ar Tzedek and Kihilat Adar, and is a graduate of Johns Hopkins University. Earlier today, you scored 44 points. Here's your question. The strength of mutual responsibility was expressed by Judah, Yehudah, to his father Jacob, Yaakov. Shilcha hanar iti v'nakuma v'nelecha anochi a'arvenu miyadi tivakshenu. Send the lad with me and let us arise and go. I will personally guarantee him. Of my own hand you can demand him. A, whose safety is Judah guaranteeing? And B, why was Judah required to guarantee for this person?
Okay, so Yehuda is guaranteeing for his brother Binyamin. And he's required to guarantee because his father Yaakov did not want to send him because he thought that a son might happen to him, and he believed that Binyamin's brother Yosef was already dead, and he thought that if Binyamin would die, that it would bring down Sevato Lishol.
Correct, 10 points.
10 points. Our next contestant, Cheryl Zwirin, is married to Jeff Zwirin. They have 4 children. Again, a kenahora to you all. Attended Michlala in Yerushalayim and graduated Queens College with a degree in classical Hebrew and computer science. She's been a software developer for over 30 years and is an occasional lecturer in various topics in Tanakh. Earlier today, you scored 40 points. Here is your question. A woman asked her husband to prepare a special room for a prophet who used to visit their home occasionally. Na'aseh et aliyat kir ktana v'nasim lo sham mita v'shulchan v'chisei u'menorah v'haya b'vo'o elecha yasur shama. Let us now make a small walled attic and place there for him a bed, a table, a chair, and a lamp, so that whenever he comes to us, he can turn in there. A, who is that woman? And B, how did the prophet reward the woman for her good deeds?
So the woman is the Isha HaShunamit, woman from Shunam, and the prophet rewarded her. She did not have any children, so he prayed for her to have a son.
Correct, 10 points.
10 points. Our next contestant, Mr. Lawrence Kaufman, whose first love is Tanakh. He participated in the Chidon Tanakh as in his youth and won twice in 1982 and 1984. He describes this as the best experience of his life, and he hopes to make Aliyah within the next 2 years. He hopes to make a great contribution to the Chidon Tanakh in Israel. Earlier today, you scored 44 points. Here's your question. A man from Israel was yearning for the land of his forefathers, and he was inspired to return to the land of Israel. V'ata haloch halachta ki nichsof nichsafta levet avicha. Now you have left me because you have longed greatly for your father's house. A, who is this man? And B, where did the man live while outside Israel?
The man is Yaakov, or Jacob, and he lived in the city of Haran, which is located in Aram Naharaim.
Okay, correct, 10 points.
10 points. Well done. Our next contestant, Mr. Alex Heppenheimer, married for almost 15 years with 6 children. Living in Crown Heights and working as a technical support engineer, he moonlights as a proofreader and teaches a Daf Yomi Shiur in his neighborhood. He is also described himself as a love of driving, having driven over many of the 50 states and the provinces of Canada. Earlier today, you scored 49 points. Here's your question. King David blessed people who risked their lives to repay kindness to their benefactor and brought him to burial in Israel. Bruchim atem ladonai asher asitim achesed hazeh im adonechem v'tikberu oto. Blessed are you to God, for you have performed this act of kindness for your Lord, for you have buried him. A, who are these people? And B, whom did they bury?
People are the people of Yavesh Gilad on the other side of the Jordan River. The people they had buried are Shaul and his sons, who had been killed in battle at Mount Gilboa.
Correct, 10 points.
Correct, 10 points. Our next contestant, Mr. James Walker, also known as Yaakov ben Avraham Adani, is the founder of Informative Technologies Incorporated. He and his wife Leah grew up attending mainstream African-American churches, but before their 2 children were born, they were able to fulfill a long-held yearning to live by the Hebrew Bible and officially enter the covenant. After years of study, After years of study, Yaakov has acquired fluency in biblical and modern Hebrew. He hopes that his participation in this context will reflect his love for the Tanakh held by countless Karaite, Ethiopian, Ugandan, Nigerian, and African-American congregations. Earlier today, you scored 36 points. Here is your question. In the time of the return to Zion, the biblical text tells of the construction of the temple of God in Jerusalem in the month of Iyar. Uvashana hashenit levoam el beita Elohim lYerushalayim b'chodesh hasheni hechelu lenatzech al melechet beit Adonai. In the second year of their arrival at the temple of God to Jerusalem, in the second month, to direct the work of the temple of God. A, who are the 2 leaders who led the Jewish people? And B, how did the elders act during the ceremony of the building of the temple?
The 2 leaders were Yehoshua, who was the Kohen, and Tzidkiyahu, who was over the people. And the elders cried because they knew that the second temple didn't match the glory of the former temple.
Okay, the judges will accept it with 10 points. We have Zerubbabel ben Shaltiel v'Yeshu ben Yotzadak.
Okay.
So
10 points, you're awarded the 10 points. So I believe that this ends the first round. Just checking my score here. Thank you. I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a brief break and invite our chazanim back up. Cantor Yosef Karavani, Cantor Gadi Elon. We have 2 cantors, Israel Singer. How appropriate that is a cantor with the last name of Singer. One from New York and one from New Jersey. Our musical director on the piano is Yaron Gashovsky. On the drums, Dan Arani. On counterbass, Noam Wiesenberg. Guitar, Eran Sebo. And saxophone, Itamar Schatz. Please give them your attention as they give us a little bit of entertainment while the judges are conferring and the contestants are taking a break.
The next song, a special song for Yerushalayim, Shabehi Yerushalayim. Shabehi Yerushalayim, et Adonai. Elohayich Tzion.
Yerushalayim et Adonai.
תודה רבה.
תודה רבה.
בשבילי ובשביל החבר שלי פה, ישראל זינגר, אנחנו כמו חוזרים 20 שנה אחורה שבו שירתנו בצבא בלהקת הרבנות הצבאית, ושם כל שנה היינו שרים בחידון התנ"ך. ואני שמח פה שיש איתי עוד חבר, ישראל זינגר ב' אני קורא לו, מר גדי אלון, ואנחנו רוצים בשם כולנו להודות לאברי על כל הארגון של החזרות ובזמן, אז אני חושב שמגיע לו הרבה הרבה הרבה. תודה רבה. השיר הבא זה מאוד 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 אקטואלי לימים אלו, והיא שעמדה לאבותינו ולנו. אם אפשר טיפה שקט, כי אנחנו לא שומעים את עצמנו כאן, נשמח מאוד. תודה.
Chazanim, and we are ready to begin the second round. Thank you, Chazanim. Toda Rabah. We come to that very difficult moment of winnowing, and we do want to say thank you to all of our finalists today, but we come to the very difficult moment of moving on to the second round. So the first of our candidates of our contestants who will move on to the second round is Adina Brazel, scoring 59 points. Our next contestant to qualify is Yair Shachak with 69 points. 60 points. 60 points, forgive me. And as I call your name, come up to the bima here. Our next contestant to qualify and move on is Yoel Lefkowitz with 58 points. Following that is Natan Wal at 58 points. Avraham Horovitz at 59 points. Yaakov Leiter at 55 points. Ephraim Epstein at 54 points. Lawrence Kaufman at 54 points. And Alexander Heppenheimer at 59 points. Correct? 59 points. To those who didn't make it, I know you are disappointed. We wish you well and give you our own bracha. Toda rabah. Okay. So, you have to choose a question.
7.
Number 7. Al mi ne'amar vayabet v'hinei mirashotav ugat ritzafim v'tzapachit mayim vayochal vayesht. Who looked up and beheld near his head were coal-baked cake and a cruse of water. He ate and drank. A, Nehemiah. B, Moses. C, Elijah. Or D, Jacob.
C, Elijah.
Correct. Is right. Next. Mi bikesh b'nei li vazeh shiva mizbechot v'achen li bazeh shiva parim v'shiva elim. Who asked, build for me here 7 altars and prepare for me 7 bulls and 7 rams? A, Aaron. B, Achaz. C, Yoshua. And D, Bil'am.
D, Bilam.
Correct.
Is right. Who sent his servants to set a field of barley on fire? A, Shimi. B, Avshalom. C, Shimshon. Or D, Avner.
B, Avshalom.
Correct.
And finally, Al mi ne'amar vayachet plishtim migeva ad bo'acha Gazer. Who struck the Philistines from Geba until the approach to Gezer? A, Shimshon. B, David. C, Shaul. Or D, Chizkiyahu.
B, David.
Correct. 24 points.
Is right. A total of 24 points. Excellent. Next, Yair. Feel free to stand if you can't see it. And tell us which question of the remaining questions you will choose.
8.
8. Saintly man. Turn one page there. Excellent. Al mi ne'amar rak sifateha na'ot v'kola lo yishamea. Who is described as only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard?
D, Chana.
D,
Correct.
Chana. This is Zirizim makdimim lemitzvot. Excellent. Next question. Al min ne'amar vayiten et hakatoret vayamod bein hametin uvein hachayim v'te'atzar hamagefa. Who placed the incense and stood between the dead and the living, and the plague was checked? A, Aaron. B, Elisha. C, Pinchas. Or D, Natan. Anytime you're ready.
You, remember, you can take away 2 of the two of them,
If you
and then
need
you
to
get
take away 2,
up
you
for
can
3
take away
points.
2.
Aleph Aaron.
Again?
Say it again, please.
Aleph Aharon.
Correct.
Aaron, correct. Al mi ne'amar ki lo achal lechem v'lo shata mayim 3 yamim u'shlosha leilot. Who had not eaten bread nor drunk water for 3 days and 3 nights? A, an Egyptian man. B, Ezra. C, Sisra. Or D, Shaul.
A, Hana'ar HaMitzri.
Correct.
Is right. Mi amar ve'atem al ta'amodu ritfu achrei oivechem v'zivaten otam El titnum lavo el aram. Who said, but you, do not stand still, pursue your enemies and attack their stragglers. Do not let them enter their cities. A, Joshua. B, Gideon. C, Ehud. Or B, D, David.
Aleph Yehoshua.
Correct. 24 points.
Correct. Nicely done. 24 points. Our next
These are
contestant,
tougher.
Natan Val. No? Pardon me. Yoel Lefkowitz. Slicha. Choose your poison there.
I'm not good in guessing.
Yes.
יאו, אתה רוצה לעזור אותי?
זה לא fair.
5.
Question number 5. Apparently there's no music. We will proceed. Ah, well, I spoke too soon. Myanmar.
Zvul.
Harim Ataroeh Kanashim. Who said, you see the shadow of the mountains as people, and your answer? You did already. Excellent. Ninelo Esrim Ir Be'erzogel, who is given?
I can't do it this way. You got to read the questions. I can't.
Let me read the question before you give your answer.
Otherwise, we can't hear. We're not just.
Okay. Anshe Kiryat Yarim eviu et Aron Adonai el Beito Bagiva. To whose home on the hill did the men of Kiryat Yarim bring the ark of God?
Avinadav.
Wait. Wait a second. Which one are we on? We're on the third. What happened to the second?
Okay, we really have to go in order.
No,
so
we have to go in order. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you have to savlanut. Mi natan l'sarei hameot et hachanit ve'et hashlatim asher lamelech David. Who gave to the captains of 100 the spear arsenal and the shields of King David? A. Yoshiyahu. B. Gedaliah ben Achikam. C. Rehovam. Or D. Yehoyada HaKohen. And remember, of course, you have the option of going chetzi chetzi.
50-50.
גם זה.
כן, אתה יכול לתת. תגיד לה. מה אומר? הוא רוצה?
Would you like to go 50-50 or you want to take a stab at it?
Dalet. D.
What, Bum? D, correct. 24 points.
It'll help our judges if you wait for me to ask. Nathan, you can come forward. But if you wait for me to ask a question, choose your number. Number 1, numero uno. Al mi nemar v'tiseo almanoto v'tanos vayhi b'chovzal anus vayipol vayifaseach. Whose nursemaid had picked him up and fled, and in her hurry to flee, she dropped him and he became lame. A. The Shunammite. B. Ziva. C. Ishmael. Or D. Mephibosheth.
Mephibosheth.
Correct.
Is right. Al mi nemar vayiven mizbeach ladonai vayikralo shalom. Who built an altar there to God and called it Adonai Shalom, Adonai Peace? A. Shaul. B. Gideon. C. Shmuel. Or D. Yoshua.
B. Gidon.
Correct.
Gidon. Correct. Mi asa miginei nechoshet bimkom miginei azahav shenilkachu. Who made copper shields in the place of the golden shields that had been taken? A. Yehud. B. Asa. C. Rehovam. Or B. D. Chizkiyahu.
C. Rechavam.
Correct.
Rehovam is correct. And finally, Al min amar v'inashel et Yehudim me'elot v'adumim ba'u elat v'yeshvu sham ad hayom hazeh. Who evicted the Judeans from Elot, Edomites, then came to Elat and dwelled there to this day? A. Retzin melech Aram. D. Mesha melech Moav. D. C. Paro melech Mitzrayim. Or D. Sancheriv melech Ashur.
Retzin melech Aram.
Correct. 24 points.
24 points. Nicely done. Next, Mr. Avraham Horovitz. Choose your question. Number 2. Mitziva golu avanim gedolot el pi ha'me'ara v'akpidu alea anashim l'shomram. Who ordered roll large stones up against the mouth of the cave and appoint men to guard them by it? A. Yoav, B. Gidon, C. David, or D. Yoshua?
D. Yoshua.
Correct.
Correct. Me natna matayim kesef l'tzoref la'asot pesel u'masecha. Who gave 200 pieces of silver to a silversmith to make carved and molten images? Ooh. A. Sisera's mother. B. Delilah. C. Jezebel. Or D. Micha's mother?
D. Micha's mother.
Correct.
Yes. Mi hika et shnei Ariel Moav v'gam et ha'ish hamitzri. Who struck down the two commanders of Moab and an Egyptian man? A. Avner ben Ner. B. Amasa ben Yeter. C. Benayahu ben Yehoyada. Or D. Avishai ben Sruya?
C. Benayahu ben Yehoyada.
Correct.
And finally, Almin Amar, hu hika et Edom b'gei melech aseret alafim v'tafas et asela bal milchama. Who struck Edom at the Valley of Salt, 10,000 men, and captured the rock in battle? A. Yerovam ben Yoash. B. Uziah melech Yehuda. C. Amaziah melech Yehuda. Or D. Pekach ben Remaliahu?
Now this one I better know because I was in Petra, which is Petra. It's Amaziah melech Yehuda. C.
Correct. 24 points.
Excellent. And share that microphone with our next contestant, if I make it correct, Yaakov Leiter. Choose your number.
3.
3. Miyamar b'chalomi v'nei gefen lefanai uvagefen shlosha sarigim v'hi keforachat alta nitzav hivshilu ashkalotea anavim. Who said, in my dream there was a grapevine in front of me. On the grapevine there were 3 tendrils, and it was though it budded, ripened into grapes. A. Yotam. B. Paro. C. Sarah Mashkim. Or D. Nehemiah?
C. Sarah Mashkin.
Correct.
He's right. Miyamar shivim melachim ayu melaktim tachat shulchani. Who said 70 kings used to glean under my table? A. Ben Hadad. B. Adoni Vezek. C. Chanun ben Nachash. Or D. Sancheriv?
Adoni Bezek.
Correct.
Is right. Michagaget gazzono bevaal chatzor asher im Ephraim. Who celebrated the shearing of his sheep in the plain of Chatzor, which is in Ephraim? A. Itai the Gittite. B. Yehoram. C. Uriah the Hittite. Or D. Avshalom?
Avshalom.
Correct. Is right. David HaMelech lakad mimenu 1,700 parashim ve20,000 ish ragli. From whom did David capture 1,700 horsemen and 20,000 foot soldiers? A. Achish melech Gat. B. Hanun melech Ammon. C. To'i melech Hamat. Or D. Hadaezer melech Tzova?
Hanun melech Ammon.
B.
No,
B.
incorrect.
Incorrect.
Sorry.
Judges, would you please? You got to give the answer.
Hadadezer melech Tzova.
Okay. So for a total of
18 points.
18 points.
Okay.
Our next contestant, Ephraim Epstein. Choose, please, from the remaining 4 questions.
I'll take number 10.
Number 10. Almi Namar vayitpos basalma et hachadasha asher alav vayikrea shneim asar kraim. Who grabbed hold of the new garment that was upon him and tore it into 12 pieces? A. Elisha. B. Shmuel. C. Achiav Shiloni. Or D. Ovadiahu?
Gimel Achia.
Correct.
Is correct. Almi Nemar vayareu Adonai eitz vayishlech el hamayim vayimteku hamayim. God showed him a tree. He threw it into the water, and the water became sweet. It was A. Moses. B. Jacob. C. Elijah. Or D. Elisha?
Aleph Moshe.
Correct.
Moshe. Correct. Be'ir hazo kihenu Yoel va'Avia kishoftim. In which city did Yoel and Avia serve as judges? A. Mitzpeh. B. Beit El. C. Beersheba. Or D. Gilgal? Ha is not
remember
one
you
of
got
the
choices.
answers.
I'm not 100% sure on this one. I'm going to go with a mitzvah.
Incorrect. Beersheba.
Beersheba was the correct answer. So sorry. And next, Me'aharazeh kartu Avimelech vanashav eitzim. From which mountain did Avimelech and his men cut down trees? A. Eval, B. Zalmon, D. Gilad, or D. Tavor? You can go 50-50.
I'll take the
remember.
50-50.
50-50. Please remove two of the incorrect answers. Those are the remaining ones.
Okay, let's go with B. Salmon.
Correct.
Correct. So 3 points.
15 points.
15 points. So I'm guessing because we've got one red and two yellows. Our next contestant, Lawrence Kaufman, will choose either 6 or 9. Those poor flowers have been
I would
knocked
like
down
the
so
people
many
to decide.
times.
Should I do 4, 6, or 9?
I don't think you can take 4 because that's the one I think because it's now in red. That's being held over for. So either 6 or 9.
May I ask the audience if they think I should take
This
6
is
or 9?
not a hard question. I'm going to choose for you in about 28
Pretty lady
seconds.
said 6. I'm going with the pretty lady. 6, please.
6, please.
I'll at least be remembered for something good.
Shalach LeDavid. Atzei Arazim v'charshay eitz v'charshay Evan Kir. Who sent David cedar wood and carpenters and masons of wall stones? A. Nachash. B. Achish. C. Hiram. Or D. Melech Moav.
C. Hiram.
Hiram is correct. Hanavi Elisha repay et meimei ha'ir hazo be'emtzeut melach. The waters of which city did the prophet Elisha cure using salt? A. Bethel, B. Yericho, C. Shomrom, or D. Tirza?
B. Yericho.
Correct.
Is right.
That was a
Almin
question
Amar, Vayitchapes vayalbesh bigadim acherim, vayavo el ha'isha laila, who disguised himself, donning different clothing, and came to the woman at night. A. Shimshon, B. Elisha, C. Yehoshaphat, or D. Shaul?
D. Shaul.
Correct.
Is right. And finally, Lamina Amar, Ma e'esel lachem uvameh achaper uvarchu et nachlat Adonai. To whom was it said, what can I do for you and how can I atone so that you will bless the heritage of God? A. The Gibeonites. B. Shnaim v'chetzi Ashvatim. C. Hakeni. Or D. B'nai Vinyamin.
A. The Gibeonites.
Correct. 24 points.
Thank you. And a
24
big shout out to my big brother,
Okay.
Fraternity Noodles, Phi Alpha. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. And now,
Yeah.
Alexander Heffenheimer. I'm guessing that you will choose number 9 with wisdom.
I will choose number 9.
Number 9, Yashkoach. Nice. Misha'al halanu atem im litzarenu. Who asked, are you with us or with our enemies? A. Chizkiyahu, B. Gideon, C. David, or D. Yoshua?
D. Yehoshua.
Correct.
Is right. Matzah et moto liad eglah noseit et Aron Adonai. Who died there by the ark of God? A. Aviatar, B. Mephibosheth, C. Uzzah, or D. Chilkiyahu?
C. Uzzah.
Correct.
Is right. Almin Amar vayimtza'u hamorim anashim bakashet vayachel ma'od me hamorim. Who was found by the archers, the men with bows, and was terrified of the archers? A. Yehoshaphat, B. Yehonatan, C. Achaziah, or D. Shaul?
D. Shaul.
Correct.
Is right. And finally, question number 4. Almin Amar vayasimu lo ma'arvim al rashei heharim vayigzlzu et kol asher ya'avor aleihem baderech. About whom was it said? Set up ambushes against him on the mountaintops, and they robbed anyone who would pass them on the road. A. The men of Shechem. B. The Ammonites. C. The soldiers of Aram. Or D. The Philistines.
A. The men of Shechem.
Correct. 24 points.
24 points. Nicely done. Down. We ask our contestants now to once again vacate the stage as gracefully as you can, and once again invite our Zamarim to entertain us. Give them all a Mechiat Kapayim.
Please join us. תודה רבה לרוקדים.
Toda rabah. Thank you very much. Now we come to a very gorally, a very tense part where we reduce even further down to the final 4 contestants. And I would like to say that these questions that are in this fourth part were written by Mr. Avraham Duvdevani, the chairman of the World Zionist Organization. Now at this very, very, again, a tense moment, I want to applaud all of our contestants once again. You really all did an amazing job. I think those of us in the audience who are not contestants know really how amazing it is how all these contestants know so much about our book of books. So, toda rabah. Our 4 finalists, please come to the stage. Adina Brizel with 83 points. Yair Shachak with 84 points, holding a slender lead. Avraham Horovitz, please come to the stage as well with 83. And Mr. Alexander Heppenheimer with 83. You 4 are our 4 finalists. And I think that you can be seated in comfort. Diti, where are you? Oh, they already have it, and you've written your name, please, on each, the beginning of the page there, so we know. Yes, now you can write it. And as you are reading these questions and answering them in writing, I will read them to all of our audience members. You're writing and not listening to me. Our first question of these identical questions, which all 4 contestants are working on at the very moment. Who is the Jewish leader who used his connections with a foreign king to help his brothers build the land of Israel? The verse was, Im ala melech tov asher tishlachehu el Yehuda el ir kivrot avotai ve'envinenu. If it please the king, then send me to Judah, to the city of my ancestors' graves, that I may rebuild it. That is the first of the questions that all contestants right now are working on. The second question, who opened the gates of Aliyah to the Jews and declared in the following words, Mi bachem mikol amo, yihi Adonai Elohav imo v'ya'al Yerushalayim, Sher beYehuda v'yiven et Beit Adonai Elohei Yisrael hu ha'Elohim asher b'Yerushalayim. Whoever is among you of his entire people, may his God be with him, and let him go up to Jerusalem, which is in Judah, and build the temple of the Lord, God of Israel. He is the God which is in Yerushalayim. The third question deals with the ties between Israel and the diaspora. What is the name of the man who met with Nehemiah in Persia and told him about the situation of the Jews in Yerushalayim? Vayavo echad me'echai hu va'anashim miYehuda ve'eshalem al haYehudim apleta asher nisharu min hashevi ve'al Yerushalayim. One of my brethren came, he and his men from Judah, and I inquired for them about the Jews who had survived, who remained of the captivity, and about Jerusalem. A question about the safety and the protection on the way to the land of Israel. Who mentioned the special protection given to those going to the land of Israel? V'nisa'a l'lechet Yerushalayim v'yad ha'Elohim hayta aleinu v'yatzilenu mikaf oyev v'orev al haderech v'navo Yerushalayim. We departed to go to Jerusalem, and the hand of our God assisted us, and he saved us from the enemy, the hand of the enemy, an ambush among the way, and we arrived in Jerusalem. You all can be doing this at home as well. Our next question, a safe haven. Who was told the following? V'samti makom la'ami Yisrael, unitativ v'shachan tachtav v'lo yirgaz od. I shall yet establish a place for my people, for Israel. I shall plant it there, and it shall dwell in its place, so that it shall be disturbed no more. Iniquitous people will no longer afflict it, as in early times. The sixth of 8 questions. featuring the goodness of the land of Israel. Who said, "Lama'an techtku va'achaltem etuv haaretz vorashtem livnechem ad olam," so that you may possess and eat of the goodness of the land and bequeath it to your sons forever. I've always had an affection for the word bequeath. Yeah. Eat, drink, and be merry. In the times of which king was it said, Yehuda v'Yisrael rabim kechol asher alayam larov ochlim v'shotim usmechim. Judah and Israel were numerous, like the sand is by the sea for multitude, eating, drinking, and rejoicing. And finally, the eighth question concerning the blessing of the land of Israel. In regard to which mitzvah or commandment was it said, Hashkifa me'on kodshecha min hashamayim uvarech et amecha et Israel ve'et ha'adama asher natata lanu kasher nishbata lavotenu eretz zavat chalav u'devash. Gaze down from your holy abode, from the heavens, and bless your people Israel and the ground that you gave us, as you swore to our forefathers, a land flowing with milk and honey. 15 seconds remain to our contestants. But no pressure. Hey, what the heck?
Yeah, right.
See, we had that music before. Wouldn't it be good to just do, 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 do? No? I love you. Okay, we ready? Okay, thank you. I was going to follow that up with a Star Trek theme, but I thought better of it. If our four contestants could pass in their pages to the judges, now collecting it, and I believe we have the great privilege of hearing two more songs by our cantors while the judges are doing the computations. So thank you to our four contestants, and thank you to our musical entertainment.
שמחה, זה בשבילך. אתה בטח מכיר את השיר הבא. אנחנו מאוד נשמח שתצטרפו עמנו. Please join us, אדון עולם.
יציר נברא לתנפה
the Mashiach will come one day if Jews can clap on 2 and 4 instead of 1 and 3. Give it a try next time.
Thank you very much. Let's be introduced, please.
My name is Israel Singer, cantor in Jewish Community Center in Harrison, Westchester, New York.
Israel Singer. I'm a cantor in New Jersey, and actually this is my cousin and my brother's son. And we were so successful, we started to open branches. So.
My name is Yossi Caravani, and I'm the cantor from Old Westbury Hebrew Congregation, Long Island.
My name is Gadi Elon, and I'm the cantor in Oceanside Jewish Center in Long Island.
The famous song on the world is ירושלים של זהב. אנחנו רוצים לשמוע אתכם שרים ביחד איתנו, בבקשה.
We want you to hear you singing.
אוויר הרים צלול כיין, ריח אורני, יישא ברוח הבית עם כל פעמונים, ובתרדמת אילן ואבן, שבויה אשר בדם יושבת ובליבה חומה, ירושלים של זהב ושל נחושת ושל אור, הלא לפוש שיריים חזרנו אל עולות המים, לשוב אל הכיכר, שופר קורא בהר הבית, בעיר העתיקה, ובמעלות אשר בסלע, אלפי שמשות הולכות.
הייתי רוצה להציג את התזמורת הנפלאה שלנו. אני חושב שמגיע להם הרבה כפיים. ואני רוצה להגיד לכם שכולם ישראלים, אז הרגשנו ממש בבית.
דן הרן, מתופף. נועם ויזנברג, בס. ערן סבו, גיטרה. איתמר שץ, סקסופון. שמי ירון גרשובסקי, ותודה רבה לכם.
Thank you once again to our wonderful entertainment given our excellent. I'm wondering if we can put up, Maya, the questions, and we'll read them quickly now. The answers before. I know you're all on oif spilkas, as they say in the biz. I know Bob Eubanks used to always say oif spilkas. Our 8 questions, if we can put them up on the screen, we can find out what the answers were. The answer to number 1 Is it up? I don't see it here. I see it over there, which is good enough. The answer number 1 is Nehemiah chapter 2, verse 5. The answer to question number 2, who opened up the gates of Aliyah for the Jews? It was Cyrus, king of Persia, in chapter 1 of the book of Ezra, verse 3. The third question was the connection between Israel and the diaspora. The answer was Hanani in Nehemiah chapter 1, verse 2. That was the friend, the name of the man who spoke to Nehemiah. Question number 4, regarding safety and protection of the land of Israel. The answer was, once again, Ezra chapter 8, verse 31. If you're scoring at home, let's see, what did I do with the other? There we go. Amazing, that goes from right to left. The fifth question, the answer is David, according to Natan the prophet in Shmuel Bet, chapter 7, verse 10. The sixth question, regarding the goodness of the land, was from Ezra chapter 9, verse 12. These were hard questions. The seventh question, regarding eating and drinking and making merry, the answer was Shlomo in the first book of Kings, chapter 4, verse 20. The eighth question on the blessing of the land, the answer was from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 26, verse 15, if you're scoring at home, regarding burning of the tithes. Or Bikurim. Thank you. Okay, well, so I know you're all plutzing, they're plutzing. I have been commanded first to do the very right thing of once again honoring all of our contestants, all of whom will receive a certificate and a book. I want to call their names for them to come and get a book and a certificate, which will be awarded to them at the table. You'll just come to the table there when I call your name. Adina Brizel.
A present from the AZM, a book by Daniel Moynihan, a great friend of Israel. By Gil Troy.
Rabbi Vernon Kurtz. There you go.
Give it the book. Okay. Now to Yair Shachak. We will sign all of them in the reception after that. Okay. אתה לא חתמת. Yoel Lefkovich. Where's Yoel? Yoel, you were wonderful. תן לך חיבוק. יהודה לוז, משיקגו, כן. Is you rabbi, אתה לוחץ יד? אוקיי. נתן והל, נתן, where are you נתן? בשנה הבאה בירושלים. תצטלם עם התמונה. לאה סיגל. איפה לאה? לאה, שיהיה בשעה טובה. בחודש הבא, בשנה הבאה בירושלים. שיהיה with the תעודה. אברום הורוביץ, where is אברום? רבי אברום הורוביץ. אולי בשנה הזאת בירושלים, who knows? תראה את התעודה לצלם, תסובב את התעודה לצלם, ככה. יעקב לייטר או לייטר. יישר כוח יעקב. Good job. Ephraim Epstein, give him a hand. כל הכבוד אפרים. תמיד יש עוד שנה. Yeah. Cheryl Swearen. כל הכבוד לך, כל הכבוד לך. מזל טוב. show the תעודה. לורנס קופמן. לורנס. לורנס, בואו בבקשה. Take a picture. אלכסנדר הפנהיימר. אני חושב שכתבו לא נכון. כך כותבים אופנהיימר? כן. אלכסנדר, יישר כוח. Next trip to Israel, yes? With your car. And אחרון חביב, last but not least, יעקב, James Walker. Give you a hug. שבו במקום, אתה צריך לשבת. Thank you, Karen.
Okay, thank you once again to all of our contestants. And now, at last, the moments that we have been all waiting for. I'm told by the judges and people very experienced in this that it was an amazing close bunching of the final four and very, very difficult, what they call a photo finish. So I want to really congratulate. There's not a lot of separation between 4 and 1. So I would like to first congratulate Adina Brazel, who finished in 4th place. It was really a remarkable achievement. Now, the next two contestants who are the runners-up scored amazingly, an identical score. So there's really no second and third. There are two second-place finishers, Mr. Avram Horovitz and Mr. Alexander Heppenheimer. And that means, of course, that the winner today is Mr. Yair Shachak. Let's give him a hand. These are our three winners. They will be going on to the international contest in Yerushalayim.
I would like to invite the three Khatanim over here. Makom Shlishi, who is number 3?
There's two number 2s.
Okay, 2 number 2. Okay, come over. And I would like to ask Itzhak Ben Avi, from the Ministry of Education, Itzik Ben Avi, and the consulate to give number 2. Come over, the two Khatanim.
And Yair Shachak will also go down and get his present.
The first prize will be given by an amazing man. Since he was 16, he knows you ask him, how are you? He gives you a pasuk. And always so many psukim. As you see, is the Yemenites. They study Torah with a mother milk. And I was so worried it's not going to come because the consulate didn't want to give him a visa, but Baruch Hashem, Siyata Dishmaya, The one and the only Neria Pinchas, since he was 16, he was Chatan HaTanach. He always in charge of all the Chidonim, and without him, nothing will happen here. I want you to give the first prize to Yair Shachak. כל הכבוד לך, פנאי. עבודה יפה. התקווה. Join us to התקווה. לשנה הבאה בירושלים, 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 לשנה
To tell you the truth, I'm more stunned than anything else, really. I mean, I know my way around Tanakh reasonably well, but I did not think I know it better than most other people in North America. So I'm stunned and very grateful to the Eibishter and very grateful to my teachers and to everybody else who inspired me over the years. And also I should give a shout out to my sister who mentioned to me the contest a few years ago and thus gave me the idea to enter it.
So how does one get ready for a contest like that?
In my case, different people have different ways of doing it, I guess. I mean, in my case, I know when it comes to Chumash, I pretty much know it. I pretty much know Chumash cold Baruch Hashem, because, among other things, I'm a professional Balkore. So over the years, I've been laning off and on for 30 years. I pretty well know Chumash. The rest of Tanakh, what I do is basically I read it through and I make notes, mental notes usually, of different interesting details that I think are likely to come up in this kind of thing, like like a turn of phrase or whatever, or when it comes to the names and numbers and genealogies and whatever, try it as much as possible to think of ways to remember those and to associate one with the other. But a lot of it is just reading it through over and over. It helps also, I think, and I found with quite a few of the questions that they asked today, they're things that not only one can be familiar with from learning through Tanakh, they're also things that I'm familiar with from having come across them in the Gemara. So there's that also helps.
Now that this is behind you, no more studying, how are you going to celebrate tonight?
If there is most certainly more studying, because there's the finals in Israel. I have to study for those as well, But for today, I will go back home. I will celebrate with my family, Be'ez Hashem. I will go and give my shiur tonight, and I'm sure that my shiur goers will be happy to hear it. Who knows? Also, if this gets some publicity within Crown Heights, then it might also attract more people to my shiur, which is always a nice thing.
Now that this is behind you, how does it feel? Give me your post-mortem.
It feels so good. Unbelievable to see 500 people we never believe were coming out on the Sunday of Thanksgiving to listen to a Tanakh. That means the Tanakh is still alive in the heart of the Jews. And we have not just Jews, we have all over people from all the religions of Christians, and it's very important to us to keep the Tanakh as a part of the Jewish identity, from the Jewish heritage, because this is the connection to the land of Israel. This is the first year we're doing it not online but live, public, and this proved that we were right. To have so many people coming, and this is an initiative of our Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, and the head of the WZO, the World Zionist Organization, Avraham Duvdevali, who told me, you're going to do it live and you're going to do it in public. And they helped me a lot to do it.
Were you surprised that so many people wanted to participate in this?
I was really surprised, and you know what? We have much more who couldn't make it because they heard about it too late, but I told them, come next year. And I promise you next year, this year we started with 70, and 13 came to the final. Next year we're going to have 200.
So, are you a born Jew or a convert?
Or a convert. I have been, with my wife, given a great deal of opportunity to learn about the Torah from lots of communities, but particularly the Karaite community, surprisingly, who made Aliyah from Egypt in the 50s. I have a Beis Din in Israel, but also learned from modern Orthodox scholars as well.
So what makes an African American just stand up one day and say, hey, I want to become a Jew?
Well, in a lot of ways, African American history has always had a deep connection to Hebrew prophets, the legacy of righteousness and justice, from calling civil rights leaders the Black Moses, calling the Underground Railroad, which was based on not having a slave that's running away, to turn them back to their master. That appreciation for Moses and the prophets has kind of pervaded black culture. And for many people, as they make their spiritual search, now we have like political victory. Why do we still worship the same way as our slave masters told us to 150, 200 years ago? So if we loved Moses, we love Isaiah, we love Psalms, why not explore? And that's where it comes from. And a lot of the love of the Tanakh comes from opening the book, and it's a life-changing book to us. And to now return to a language. English isn't the language that our forefathers spoke, so why not learn Hebrew? You might as well choose something.
But you're still unique in that. I mean, not every African American does that.
Certainly, but at the same time, I'm on the board of the Puti Village Assistance Organization. The winner, we have a mutual friend who's also on the board there. There are thousands of Jews in Uganda who are Bantu Africans, tens of thousands in Uganda, 130,000 Ethiopian Olim in Israel. So we have a growing picture now of the impact of the Torah in the African continent, the way that we might have taken it for granted in Europe until now. So I think that when we hear those stories of people walking on foot from Ethiopia to Sudan and walking on foot from the southern states to Canada for freedom. It's just that same draw that there's a God that loves freedom and justice, and it's something of choice. It's never colonialistic. There's no one with a sword or a whip forcing someone to believe a certain way with Judaism or with the Torah and all in general.
Now tell me, how did you get ready for this? This seems like, how do you know what to pick? I mean, it's endless. This is such a big book.
Yeah, I have a kind of IT background, so I try to take a more data-oriented approach. I noticed that all the questions tend to focus on history, so I wanted to understand as much as I could about the genealogy and the geography of where things happen, so that if a question comes in, I'm reading it in Hebrew, but I know certain cities are mentioned, so I know it's in the north or south or east. Certain enemies are mentioned, so Philistines aren't a problem during the days of Moses, the way they are during David. So I'm using that familiarity. And then finally, that the people that I'm reading about, they get to have characteristics. If I hear a quote from David, it's going to be a little more poetic than something that I might have heard from Gideon. You know, and all of those things help me actually get closer to these prophets. And that was something that I used a lot. And they said that there were hundreds of people that competed to get to this point, and you know, it seems to work. So far, so good. We were all encouraging each other in better ways to study, so I look forward to coming back. And fine.
That's what I was going to ask you. I mean, you didn't make it this time to the finals. Are you discouraged, or are you just going to strive for next year?
I was discouraged a bit because of the nerves kind of got to me, but at the same time, a lot of these questions I knew once, even though they're in the final, second, third rounds, I knew the answers to it. We were conferring with each other, and it's like, yeah, we know. So it's almost like, okay, maybe I missed that one. It just happened to be that one, but next time, you know, just like Hashana Haba, Hashanatayim Habaim, Habaot, the next 2 years.
How exciting was it for you to be here today in New York City, to see how many people showed up and all the contestants? This is the first time that you do a qualifying round live and not via the internet.
Yes, it's something new that we are doing with Histadrut HaTzionit, so I don't know exactly how to say it. But we do all over the world the internet questionnaire. And like this, we have about 240 people who done at once, in one day, all over the world. So we have the result, the real result. And like this, we know exactly that in America there is a lot of people that taking part in this questionnaire, internet, and in France and in Argentina, it's South America. So the Histadrut decided to do the three of this part. I was in France, in Paris, and now here. It's something great that you see the community. The people are really excited to take part. You saw what's happened here. So for us, it's something new, but we are happy that it's something that we can do.
Now, when you hear all the questions that are asked at the contest, would you know how to answer them, or you say, "Wow"?
No, I learn those things. The people that write for us questionnaire, they are secret, top secret, because many of these people wanted to know 2-3 questions. That's making who will be the champion. You know, the champion today in 1 point or 2 points, they are the difference between 1 and 3. So everything is top secret. But we try to learn. You know, I make a lot of questionnaires, or a lot of exam like this. So slowly, I became good in this. So,
lastly, tell me about the preparations for the 23rd of December. How many people are you expecting to come from which countries?
Yeah, we have 32 people who's coming to Israel. In Israel last year, we done this exam for the adult of Israel, and we have 2 people who are the champion. Okay, one is Shimshi, one is Nathanael. They are very good, learn good in other countries. So what we have about 32 people who's coming, about 10 in South America. Here we have today 3 people who's coming, and from France 3 people, Argentina 3 people, and all over the world. It's mean Australia. We can find in Europe like Romania, like Greece, Austria, Belgium, Holland, in India, Australia I told already, India, many countries, about 24 countries. So it's something great. Now what we done because of the questionnaire, the internet questionnaire, we know who the top. We don't want people not so strong to come to Israel because it's not nice for their community if you came and you are not so strong. So this system, we can find the best, and we check like here what we done today, 30 people. So we know that those three was a great. Even they are great as in Israel as in other country. And this is a big chance. That means the Bible will be strong, and it's for a genius. Those people are genius, for sure. Try to think, to learn or to remember things. They remember a lot.
We hope you enjoyed this exclusive coverage of the World Bible Contest North American qualifying round, coming to you from the Westside Institutional Synagogue in New York. For JBS, I'm Ron Jacobson.
Please join us.
We would be pleased to send a complimentary DVD of this program to anyone who wishes to support Shalom TV on JBS with a tax-deductible gift of $36, double high or more, to the nonprofit organization Jewish Education in Media. Simply visit the JBS website homepage and click on the Donate button to make a donation by PayPal or your credit card. And please indicate the program for which you would like a DVD. Or you can send your tax-deductible check made out to GEM, P.O. Box 180, Riverdale Station, Bronx, New York, 10471. And again, please remember to indicate which program you would like to receive with our compliments. And we thank you for your kind support.